What's going on, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Also, follow me on all social media platforms, Twitter and Instagram at BoxingWave10. Hit that notification bell as well when you subscribe to the channel so you receive alerts whenever I post new content. Dillon White knocks out Alexander Povetkin in the 4th round. Very, very, very impressive win. This is how you make a statement after getting knocked out like the way that he did last August. Okay, one of the most devastating knockouts of the year. All right, great way to revenge your loss and make a statement, because that was the best boxing I've seen from Dillon White. Okay, I was specifically watching the fight. I saw the fight, but I watched it again just to watch exactly what Dillon was doing and really focus on what he was doing, what Povetkin was trying to do. And I like what I saw. Okay, it really worked out. I know many people are just gonna say that Povetkin is washed up. He's done. This is guys coming off COVID, and pretty much that's kind of the reason why I went with Dillon at the very end, because even though I wasn't confident in the win because of what we saw in the last fight, I know how great of a boxer Povetkin was at one point. I still thought it was a really dangerous fight, a 50-50 fight, a fight that I would not have put money on. But Dillon White did what he was supposed to do. I knew the winner was going to win by knockout. There was no way that fight was going to go to a decision. Okay. I kind of figured Dillon White was going to be aggressive, but I didn't expect him to be that aggressive. I thought he was going to fight a rangy kind of fight, which he did, but he definitely let his hands go all the way through the fight. All right. He was definitely sitting down on the punches. He was throwing nothing but hard shots, all right, to the body. He was doing everything that he was supposed to do in this fight. Anyone that broke the fight down, any keys to victory, he did all of that. He moved well. He stayed out of danger, kept it rangy. Povetkin was trying to do everything he could to close the gap. Just didn't work. Didn't work. Dillon wouldn't let him. Dillon White, he was a general in this fight. He controlled when the gap was closed or not. Whenever he wanted to be inside, he was there. Whenever he wanted to keep it on the outside, he kept it on the outside. I like his leg work, his footwork. He barely got hit in this fight. He looked in great shape, looked very toned. All right, that's the best Dillon White I've seen. And I've seen him look good. I thought he looked good against Oscar Rivas. All right, I thought he looked good against Joseph Parker. But in this fight here, this is Dillon White in his prime. Did nothing wrong. We saw a little bit of everything that he can actually do. I liked his jab. His jab looked sharp, looked quick for him. I like the way he timed some of those right hands as Povetkin was lunging in. He would step back and counter with some of those right hands. He was setting traps. He was countering. I liked everything. Like I said, I liked his footwork in it. I like his aggression. It wasn't too much. I thought there was sometimes at some points, especially in the first round, when Povetkin was caught a little off balance. I thought Dillon White put himself in danger a little bit. He was trying to get Povetkin out of there quick. He actually took the Michael Hunter route and tried to blast him out quickly. All right, but he didn't put himself in danger too many times, and Povetkin really didn't land anything real clean in this fight. All right, but we saw everything from Dillon White in this fight, and I was very impressed with him. Overall, very impressive win, and I can't wait to see him back. He's talking about fighting Trevor Bryan. Trevor Bryan is he is a WBA regular title holder or something like that. The world title. The WBA has a bunch of them. So Joshua is the champion of WBA, super world champion or whatever. But Dillon White might possibly fight him. We've been hearing stuff about Deontay Wilder. Not sure if that's even possible. I'm not sure what Wilder is doing. I don't know if he's going to come back, do the PBC thing, fight a PBC opponent. I have no idea. We're all kind of just waiting to see what Wilder is going to do. We're also waiting to see what Joshua and Fury is going to do. All right, I think everybody's going to be waiting on whether or not that fight is going to actually happen. Hopefully they get the money right. But Dillon White looked very, very impressive. And coming off of that knockout loss, he did everything he needed to do. You know, very impressive. If he were to lose again, you know, at least I can see that he fully prepared for the fight. Povetkin on the other end, you know, I'm trying, you know, as I was watching the fight again, I was trying to decide whether or not how much I can blame this on him just being older. You know, he's going to be 42 soon. Him recently having COVID, rescheduling the fight twice. Was he at his best? Is he at his best at his current age? How much credit do we give a Dillon White for doing what he was doing in the ring? You know, should Povetkin retire? These are some of the things that I was thinking about before I made this video. The fight that I've always wanted to see, and you guys heard me say this, I've always wanted to see Povetkin and Luis Ortiz fight. They're both in their 40s. They both were good amateurs. Povetkin, Olympic gold medalist. Did a lot more as a heavyweight too as well. But those are some of the two most dangerous heavyweights in the past years, and I still would like to see the fight. You know, I think coming off, if he is gonna continue boxing, I would like for him to recover fully. Right? He lost to Whyte. It is what it is. Whyte is now the WBC interim champ, and I know that they're trying to enforce the fight with Wilder. I don't know if that's even going to mean anything at this point. But Povetkin fully recover, you know, and he can probably still beat a lot of heavyweights. Dillon White has been one of the top heavyweights in a long time. All right, he's been one of the top 5 guys for a while now. So is Povetkin. Maybe not anymore. Definitely not anymore. But if he's going to continue fighting, fully recover, get back in there, I'm sure there's some guys he can still beat, some fights that he can still take. You know, some of the guys that's on the come up, I'm sure they would be interested in fighting him to have their name on the record. Listen, if Fabio Wardley can fight Eric Molina, okay, I'm sure there's other guys that's on the come up that would be willing to fight Povetkin right now. All right. Or he could retire. I mean, he has not. I don't think he's not going to get another title shot. So we're past that. So if he's still motivated to fight, there's still fights that could be made, you know. But I wouldn't want him to come back unless he fully recovers, take some time off, get back in there, take at least 6 months off, get back in there and see what he can do, you know, against a lower opponent. If he is able to come back, get a good knockout against a decent guy, maybe we can throw him in there with another last, you know, guy. That's really up to him. You know, if he's motivated to come back, cool. If he wants to retire and say, you know, I'm done, hang up the gloves, that's also cool because he has nothing else to prove. He's been one of the top heavyweights in the past decade. All right. So, as far as him in a fight, you know, people say that his punch resistance is really bad. I guess you can say it. But if you watch the third round, when Dillon White landed the biggest shot of the fight, which was that right hand, and I think he hit him again after, 2 of the biggest shots in this fight was in that third round, and he ate them both. I think by the time he started getting hit in the 4th round, I think it was a little too much. All right, but Dillon was hitting him some big shots, and I think anybody would have been hurt by some of those shots that landed. All right, you know, bringing up Fabio Wardley again, he was hurt by Eric Molina in their fight. You know, if Dillon White was to land that shot against him or some of these other heavyweights, I'm sure they would have been hurt as well. All right, because Dillon was in there and he was sitting there. He was sitting down on everything. He's putting a lot of power in his shots. All right. Very sharp, very sharp. He looked very, very good, man. I think that's the best I've seen him. And congratulations to him. But yeah, I'm interested in the Wilder fight. I've always wanted to see that fight. There's still a lot of fighters out there. There's Andy Ruiz. There's plenty of guys out there. Luis Ortiz is out there. I mentioned him before. There's a lot of fights that can be made with Dillon White. A lot of options. He's still one of the top dogs, and he draws in a lot of money out there in the UK. I brought up Wilder before. I don't think it would happen. I would like it to happen. And to be honest, if we're addressing Wilder, if we take Wilder out just outside the PBC box, I think the most money he can make fighting on that side is by fighting Andy Ruiz. You know, they will make that a pay-per-view. Andy Ruiz looks to be like his comeback. He's probably going to look great fighting Chris Arreola. He looks to be in good shape. And, I'm interested in see how he's going to look in his next fight. But if he doesn't fight Andy Ruiz, there's always the other option of fighting a Dillon White. We know he wants Fury and Joshua and stuff like that. But he would make a lot of money fighting Dillon White if they are to fight on that side of the map. Okay, because those arenas out there, they sell a lot of tickets. They max out, by the time they actually fight. I'm pretty sure at that point they probably could have people come in max capacity, which would be cool, or close to it. So I'm sure they'll make a lot of money on that end if Wilder is to go out there and fight Dillon White. So, again, there's a lot of options out there, but Dillon did his thing, and I hope he stays on top of that. And he looked good, man. He boxed well. He actually boxed really well. Not that we haven't seen it before, but I was highly impressed with this performance. As opposed to some of his other fights, this was one of his better performances. I know he's fighting an aging Povetkin. Povetkin coming off of COVID. I get it. But if you pay attention to what Povetkin was trying to do versus what Dillon is not allowing him to do, you got to give Dillon some credit. All right? So he avenged his loss, and it was a good fight. All right? So anyway, that's it. That's all I really got to say about this fight. We can move on to other fights that's coming up. And again, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.